Hello, hello. Last Friday, I went to the dentist to get my routine cleaning, and when I walked in, I started talking with the lady at the front desk, and she is just an absolute sweetheart. We were talking about my boys, she was asking about them, and then I just casually asked her if she had any children, and she said she didn't. And after a few more minutes of talking, she shared with me that her and her husband have struggled to get pregnant. And so in an effort to kind of encourage her, I shared with her that it took a little bit of time for my husband and I to conceive our first son and our second son. And after the conversation, I went and I got my cleaning, and I just kept thinking about our conversation, and something just wasn't sitting right with me. So I went back to the front desk after my appointment, and I apologized to her. I said, you know what, I'm sorry if I assumed anything about your experience with struggling to conceive or infertility. I'm sorry. I don't know what you and your husband have walked through. I don't know what your journey has been. And so I apologize if any of my comments or things that I shared with you were insensitive in any way. And she was so receptive to that and so sweet and so genuine. And we both started crying. It was a really sweet moment, woman to woman, about the struggles with, having this desire to have a child and to be a mother. And when that desire isn't fulfilled, it really hurts. And she shared with me how it can be difficult sometimes when people ask her, oh, what are you doing for Mother's Day? Or how come you and your husband don't have any kids? Or, oh, how many children do you have? Just casual conversations with people, how they can hurt because it's a reminder that you don't have any children. And she said that her husband has kind of been like, well, if we get pregnant, we get pregnant, or if we have kids, we have kids. And for her, it's something that's so deeply rooted in her, this desire to be a mom. And it really, really hurts. So I just wanted to encourage you and encourage myself to be so cautious when you talk about children or getting pregnant or conceiving, any of those topics with women that don't have children. And, if it's a stranger, you don't know if they have kids or not, or for what reason. A lot of times I feel like we're so quick to say, oh, you guys have been married for a while. Any kids? Any kids in the works? Or, you guys might want to start trying. You're getting older. I know all of these conversations come up and people make their comments, and sometimes people in the older generation, they'll say, oh, people today, they're just not having kids. But they don't realize that you or someone may have been trying for years to build their family, and they're struggling. And when those comments are said, it's just like a slap in the face and a reminder that they don't have children. And sometimes women and men, they take it personally. They feel like they're damaged or something's wrong with them, and that's why they're not getting pregnant. And so they already have a lot of guilt. They may have a low self-esteem already. And so when you say those kinds of comments, it just digs that knife deeper and deeper. So I'd encourage you, again, I'm reminding myself, to be very cautious when you're talking about the subject of children with people, because you don't know their story. Now, with our first son, it took a while. I'm not going to tell you how long, because some of you may say, why did it take so long? And others may say, that's no time at all. So I'm not going to tell you how long, but it was too long for us. And I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what, Lord, this is yours. And obviously I should have said that in the beginning. But I was just so discouraged. I was in between jobs. We were hunting for a home. We kept getting outbid, and we weren't getting pregnant. And so finally I was like, you know what, Lord, I don't want any of it. I mean, you put these desires in my heart, but you're not doing anything with it. So I don't want any of it. I don't want the house. I don't want the job. I don't want any kids. I'm going to stay right where I am. And then we found out that we were pregnant. I think right after we found out that we got the house. that we currently live in. So what a huge blessing. And you know, sometimes we just have to get out of our heads. I know for our second kiddo, I thought, oh, we'll get pregnant, no problem. It'll be really quick. You know, my body knows what to do. I've already had a child. And that just wasn't the case. And so I started remaking our guest bedroom into an office because I had always wanted an office. So I sold all of the furniture in the guest bedroom. I bought all new furniture. And then as soon as I got my office just the way I wanted, we found out we were pregnant. So again, another huge blessing. And I probably just needed to, number one, surrender it to the Lord. And number two, just get out of my head. Sometimes that's the cause. Now, if you're walking through infertility right now, or if you've walked through it in the past, just please be encouraged. My heart truly goes out to you. You know, it's funny because my mom, she's like fertile myrtle. I mean, that woman, she can get pregnant on birth control. I kid you not. It's crazy. And I just thought that was going to be my experience too. And it wasn't. And when I talked to my mom, I was like, Mom, like it's taking a while. And she's like, it never took us any time. And so, I mean, her thing is she thinks that we focus on it too much. And we probably do. You know, we try to time it down to a science. Like, okay, if I'm at my job for 2 years, if I'm 2 years into my career, then maybe we'll try to get pregnant. But as a teacher, it's best to have your little one right before the summer, because then guess what? You get 3 months off with them while you're on your summer leave or summer break from school, and you're getting your paychecks. So that's awesome. And so you just try to time it just right. And then with subsequent kids, okay, I want them about 1.5 years or 2 years or 2.5 years apart. So we need to start trying now because it may take us a few months, and then we'll get pregnant and we'll have... I think we need to just put it in God's hands and say, Lord, whatever children you bless us with, we will take them and we will praise you for them. And that's another thing that I try to tenderly share with the lady at the dental office was there are a lot of ways to be a mom and to grow your family. You know, easy for me to say because I have 2 of my own birth children, right? But if that's not an option for you and you've already gone down every road to try to get pregnant or conceive, please be encouraged that if that's a deep desire in you, the Lord will fill that desire. Whether that means that you're a foster parent or a step parent or you adopt. There are so many little ones, wonderful children out there that just need your love. And they would be so glad to have you. So be encouraged today. Again, if you're having these conversations with other women, please tread lightly. Please be cautious. This can be a very sensitive subject for women and men. And have a great day.